So does that... So I turn down the output. I can always put gain on the input, but let me know. Yeah, it's hard for me to tell because like I have this audio in my on my headphone. Sweet. Oh wait. Okay, yeah, lip sync is good. So I actually had to like make this like lip sync software in Unity so that I could like live stream this and still get like the live sync like mouth reading. It was pretty fun. Yeah, eventually I want to expand on like this software so that I can like add a whole bunch of like streamisms for this, so that, well, mainly so I don't have to like pay an alternative software company to do this kind of stuff. It is online, whoever the memes walker is. Oh yes, and if it's like, oh, like if you can do like net play, because I am a Cro-Magnon and I've never like actually played this game online, honestly. But I would love in like a separate stream, like in another stream, to kind of do that, because that'd be really cool. Yeah, my like limited set of like facial interactions I have already like drawn up. I want to like expand on that further because I'm about like 50 videos in, and you know I still haven't I'm still using the same faces I made like a year ago. Only problem is that I have to like draw those manually, so I have to find the time to do that and work on like somewhat regular videos. Eventually, it would be nice to like take this off, like this software though, and like make it a little bit open source or something. Or I'd probably have to like put up a Patreon or something so that I could actually find working on it. But whew. Nice. Yeah, as much as I love Super Smash Bros. 2, they stopped kind of like adding anime characters after Luffy in 2021. So who do I have? Let's do, I know this is a Rivals of Dragon Ball Z, so, but I also have like Yusuke, which is like I really like the design they gave him. So we'll do green against green, Yusuke versus number 17. Screaming face. You know, respect to streamers though, because they have a whole lot of like multitasking that they have to do in order to do this, and like as my first time streaming, this is very interesting. Like it's already a joke that like you know, YouTube is hard, because YouTube is hard, honestly. I have respect for everybody who does that, who writes their own stuff. But like, you know, there's an art to being able to stream and kind of make compelling content. I'm only doing this as an excuse to play Rivals of Aether and like any other games, because I feel like my channel right now is primarily like for like not video essays, because they're pretty short regularly, but I do love to play like platform fighters in particular, even though I'm probably trash compared to, you know, the better players. So this just gives me an excuse to like play this. It's funny you bring up Whole Horse, because I was looking for the longest time for like a Jotaro Dio custom, like Rivals of Aether character, and for some reason, like there's the ones that use the standard jump ultimate stars or jump superstars character sprites, but there's nobody who like adapts it to the Rivals of Aether art style, except for some reason Whole Horse, which I'm like, of all characters, I mean, that's kind of like the thing you realize when you're playing, like you're seeing the mods from people, because there's probably a lot more like weird off mods for like one-off characters, because those people are like super, you know, inspired by that character or like super into that character than like a lot of your classic characters. Super Smash Bros. Crusade. That is, I actually like looked at that while I was doing my Super Smash Flash 2 video, because actually like their Goku that's in there, I think there's like Goku and Vegeta by default, but they but the moveset is like very similar, and that game is like very similar in quality, where it's like it looks like a really polished game, even though I don't know how the balancing is. Probably not as well. We have a lot of characters like that. But yeah, that was like another game that I want to do like a video on, but I don't know like what exactly the audience is for that. That and like there's the Full Metal Alchemist like platform fighter on the PS2 that I played like a year ago. Very interesting game, but I never made a video of it, but I do eventually want to try that. And then what's another? Oh, the Digimon Rumble Arena 2. I recorded gameplay on that and everything. I just never like recorded. I never actually like recorded audio for that. So yeah, I'm scared of turning this channel into like a platform fighter channel, because I will. Was it in part 4? Like Whole Horse? That's interesting. It's been a while since I read part 4 of JoJo, like Whole Horse. Which, to be fair, I do like Whole Horse. Like, he was one of the coolest characters, even though he's kind of like pathetic in some ways. But hell yeah, this is a super nice stage too. Let's see. Yeah, like, this is another example. There's a Seto, there's a Kaiba, like, character in Rivals of Aether that kind of matches up in the same, like, style. Let's do that against Whole Horse. But there's no equivalent Yugi, which is so interesting for me. Oh, there's a spin-off. Okay, there's so much of, like, JoJo I need to, like, dive deep into. I'm currently, like, working my way through One Piece. So I've been like putting all my energy into that. Oop. So I haven't been able to like practice as Kaiba, but is it like a actual like official manga spinoff that like inserts him, or is it like a, it's not like a fan manga, is it? Either way, I'll read it anyway. I left off on part 6 of JoJo. So I have the entire like part 6. I just so many things to like consume again. Hell yeah, I gotta check it out. I am getting my butt kicked. Yeah, another like area that I'm like, I really want to like do this for my channel is like trading cards, because like I'm not a big, I don't want to say like I'm a big trading card fan, but I do love like, you know, buying cards and opening them and like seeing my favorite character. So I've like managed to, even though I know they're not gonna get like good views, I've managed to do like a video or two on like certain trading cards. No, I think I did on like the bootleg cards. But like I have a like original unopened 2004, I think, Yu Yu Hakusho like booster pack or whatever. Or it's actually a oh no, it's a starter deck. But I was like, I want to find some time to like open this on like camera or something. I shouldn't care about like stuff like streaming numbers or anything like that, but to do a gacha game stream, that'd be fun. So many ideas. The problem is I've been like decently successful at these videos, and then that like pressures me to like do like the topics that I know are gonna do good. So like I've been like doing like the onesies or twosies, like one video on a topic that I think will do like fairly decent, and then just like a topic that I'm like, no, people aren't really gonna care about this, but I want to do this just for like my own sanity. Another YouTuber, Zenosaku, was kind of like, yeah, you should probably spread out like that so you don't burn out. I also need to like interact more with like people in the community, but it's hard. Like I don't want to make it into a job. I just kind of want to like just do it. It's Kid Gohan time. Let's go. Yeah, a what if where Kid Gohan fights Perfect Cell. Let's do that. See, I appreciate that from you, Damon. Because like I watch your videos and like some of the topics, like for instance the Cyborg 009, I'm like, I don't know how many people are watching this, but I love Cyborg 009, so it's like I will definitely watch it. So I'm glad you like make those types of videos. The stages that they've added here that are like Dragon Ball related are pretty cool. I really like you know, just like the art, like the color on this stage. But this Cell AI is like cracked, dude. Wait. Yeah, there. I'm just like that. I'm also Kid Gohan though, fighting Perfect Cell. Like, this is canonically accurate. There we go. I wonder if they, you know what? You just pointed that out, that it's like Advanced Adventure-esque, and I just realized that it's like a rip of the Advanced Adventure like Goku sprite. So it's like not the same. So Cell right here is very much like Rivals of Aether 5, but Gohan is like close enough where I don't think he like sticks out. Like I can show you after I get my butt whooped by Cell, I can show you like a custom Ichigo that just looks so off in comparison. So like that's how I divide mods for that's how I divide mods in Rivals of Aether, like ones that are super like trying to stick closely to the art style, and then ones that are just like where I'm just ripping Jump Superstars sprites. Jump Superstars, like I really appreciate it because like back when that game came out on the internet, like everybody was using those sprites, so like it basically fed the community for like years. But I do think it's time to like, I don't want to say it's like time to move on, because, but I wish there were more games that gave us like a more unique palette of art styles, because most game studios moved to like 3D, so we don't really get games to like like show off some really good pixel art. At least not from the like Jump properties. I don't want to be like an all anime people because like there's some really good games coming out from like non-Jump anime properties, or like good looking. Wait, you found Jump Superstars in the store? You must be like, or it must have been like an import, right? Unless you like grew up in it or something. But I imported it back in the day on my DS because it was not region locked. And fun fact, that game is actually what got me in college. Because like, if you're familiar with me, I used to make homebrew Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games, and one of the first games that I like made a homebrew of was Advanced Adventure, which I talked about in college, or like I put on my college application or whatever. And it just so happened that my college program had a like classes on making like games for the Game Boy Advance or Game Boy Color and all that. So yeah, Jump Superstars kind of like got me into college. Dude, when there's that Arc System Works, like, oh wait, I have to show you guys the crazy achievement. I'm gonna change the stocks down to 3. And just to hammer this home, I'm going to get Tiny Krillin. So it's so yeah, he's so tiny. Yeah, so this is a clear like. This is Jump Ultimate Stars, I'm pretty sure, because I don't know if this version of Ichigo was in, like, Jump Ultimate Stars, or Jump Superstars, like the first game. Jump Ultimate Stars came out, like, right when the recession hit, so I was like, I'm never gonna play this game until, like, emulators made it super easy. But I was glad that I got Jump Superstars, like, back when it was easy. But yeah, during the Arc System Works like showcase, everybody was expecting a One Piece like Arc System Works game, because the last game we got from them was the 3DS game, as far as I can remember. But yeah, there's so many mods that make just lift these sprites, and they don't even like upscale them. So it's so weird. Which I guess is fine if you're playing mods with the same, made by the same like creator. Like it's just one guy making a whole bunch of Ichigo sprites, but or not Ichigo, a whole bunch of like Jump Superstars lifts. But who else do I got? I don't know if you guys like play a lot or watch a lot of like Kill la Kill, but I like this Mako like custom character, and then there's Reagan from like Link, Mob Psycho. I'm like blanking on screen. Let's do my favorite stage. Always go back to this. I feel like Mako is either like stupidly overpowered, or I've played so much of her that I know like her combos. I need to collect more Nintendos. I always get like the dang, I just wiped with this. I always get those like the Funkos, because like my family and stuff, they're like, those are the only figures that you know. They know. But like the Nintendos are like really, really cool looking. Nah, we gotta we gotta run that back, because that was like almost too quick. Add another star. Yeah, she combos like really well. Like I'm fairly certain that she's like not balanced well, and that's why I'm just like dominating like this. Well, my GameStop is like fairly like empty. Like they're dying, dude. I wish. Which is insane because like I don't know. I do miss like old GameStop, but actually I take that back. I think I still like GameStop. I just wish there were like more physical games, because my physical games are out there. But I do like the like merch and stuff that's there, because I was about to be kind of boomer and just like, oh, like, you know, they stop becoming GameStop, they become like merch stop or whatever. Jeez. You know what? That is fair. This is very lore accurate. A character that I just get crushed against is like Naruto. His like AI just goes absolutely wild, and he can do like these shadow clones and whatever that like make it impossible to like compete against him. Yeah, so this gets like crazy real quick. You just get bum rushed. No. There are characters that are good against him, ones that can like throw out quick projectiles, but Goku just gets like no-hit really quickly. Oh, okay. That was so weird. Yeah, how's this fair? Exactly. Like, it's a 3-on-3 because like each of them can, like, once they're summoned, they can interact like independently of him. So it's like, what do you do? And you have, as far as I know, there's no indication on which one is the real Naruto. Like, some games they'll do a thing, or some like in Smash sometimes they'll do a thing where like the face will be different. It'll be like blank or something, and that's like your clue in. But this is like literally 3 of the same character. Whoa. Okay. But I guess it looks like he's glass cannon, which is sort of useful. And the first thing he does is like summon the clones, because like he doesn't have to like summon the clones, but he knows that it's gonna give him the advantage. That is so why this is. Come on. Okay. Somehow I'm gonna like clutch this out and win. No chance. I am getting crushed. Hold on. Oh, you can't attack the clones? That is impossible. Or I guess, yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to imagine like fighting 4 of these guys. What's that guy? Interestingly, they have like Hawks from My Hero, but they don't have Deku. It's like somebody got really invested in that. And then yeah, you can see that they've got a whole bunch of like Sonic characters. I think this is Sonic. Yeah, that looks right. Just do 1 round. I know, false advertising. I said it's Rivals of Dragon Ball Z, but Sonic is Dragon Ball Z in some flavors, I guess, right? This is just Goku versus Krillin or Vegeta, whoever you want to consider. I guess Krillin or Knuckles is more like Piccolo coded, if you care, or if you think about it. And what people say, like, Shadow is, like, Vegeta. I'm sure the Sonic fandom, like, hates the Dragon Ball associations, though, so... Which makes me wonder, like... I don't know how many of you guys on actually like follow like Sonic or big like Sonic fans, but like I'm surprised they haven't made another Sonic fighting game in like forever. Because like I feel like it would work. Especially nowadays, like Sonic the Fighters, I used to like see that at my skater rink in like the arcade like all the time, which kind of might put in perspective like how old I am. Not that old, but old enough for that. But I'm surprised they haven't like tried that formula yet. Tenshinhan, I can see that. Even though Piccolo you could consider just like a Tenshinhan too. Like he's new Tenshinhan. He replaced Tenshinhan. Jeez. Yeah, Tenshinhan is like a race of characters. Hit is also a Tenshinhan. He's Dragon Ball Super is Tenshinhan. There we go. And like I was saying before that like the Dragon Ball like with like anime games or fan games, they like to take Jump Superstars like reference, but Sonic is sort of the same where people really like to stick with like the Sonic Advanced Sonic Battle like sprites or whatever. Like it was Jump Superstars and then Sonic Advance I think were really feeding like the fandom. Uh-oh. That's what I get for like trying to talk and play the game at the same time. Like, dude. Let's do Vegeta this time. Yeah, let's do just a standard Goku versus Vegeta. So I know they have, yeah, they have the Buu Saga outfit. My favorite outfit. I do wish they used it more. Yeah, it's either, on that Sonic comment, it's either they try to do like the really AAA games, or they kind of just go back to like classic Sonic, and I don't know, like I love Sonic Mania. I have it on a whole bunch of systems, but I do wish they would like diversify it a little bit. I forget, I downloaded both of these, and one of these is like the good version. I think it's this one. There we go. One thing I love about this mod is that each of like most of the Dragon Ball characters that can go Super Saiyan do have like their Super Saiyan transformations that they can use. There you go. They even have like the Vegeta like key spam, which I think just makes him like the most accurate character. How would I set up this? What specifically do you mean, like the mods for Dragon Ball? I'm assuming. If so, if you have it on Steam, just literally go in your Steam browser to the workshop and just find like the Dragon Ball Z mod. So you would search like Goku. He's at the top of like the mods list, and just click subscribe, and then it'll automatically be added to your like list of characters that you can play as. So Steam makes it like very easy to set this kind of stuff up. So that was a response for Seprak. It's as I'm doing this that I realize that my like streaming setup probably should have a like chat log. That'd be nice to be displayed. I don't know, maybe that would be too cluttered. And also I'd have to program that in, which is doable because YouTube's API is open. But I do wonder like how useful that would be. Thanks, Seprak. I'm glad that you know, people enjoy my content. I try to stick to stuff that I really like to talk about. Yeah, if you guys have like recommendations for like video topics, I'm always open to it. I monitor like Blue Sky, and I do post comments. So like if you guys have like topics that you feel like would be interesting to hear about, I'm down to hear about it. That's true. I'm glad that they have like I kind of expected, and maybe there is on here, but I kind of expected there to be more like American like soundtrack, like Falconer like tracks on here. So I'm like surprised that they, you know, stuck with like the classic tracks. I think they just used the theme song for the Yu Yu Hakusho stage. Let me check. How do I cope with the fear of death? I don't. I have breakdowns all the time. Let's see. Yusuke. And then who do I want to get my ass kicked by this time? I'll show Hawks because for some reason. Oh, so they have the different voice lines. I don't know how annoying that could be. But we'll see. I feel like this stage. I think this stage might be using, you know, tracks from one of the games. I think maybe the Genesis game. Which would make sense, because I think this stage design is also from the Genesis games. Or they could be Super Nintendo. I know it's like the 16-bit era. Have I ever thought of doing a stream of Budokai Tenkaichi 3 mods? Yeah, I have thought of it. That would be actually really cool. That's a good suggestion. The only problem with like Budokai Tenkaichi 3, and I think this is for like a lot of people, is that I just have played so much of Budokai Tenkaichi 3 because like it was just the game I owned on like the PS2, and then even like played so many mods of it just because like that was the popular thing to do. That unless I find some like really interesting out of the ball ones, like I don't know how interesting it can get. I was gonna do a Hyper Dragon Ball Z stream though. I had talked with another YouTuber about doing it, but it's just like time didn't align. And this is like the first time I actually got like my streaming setup working. Or working where I can have like the lip sync. But I realize with guests it'll be interesting because I would have to get their like little avatar working too. How about 4? Tenkaichi. Oh, as in like the bootleg. I have to see like, or I guess they say the bootleg that like there aren't like 1,000 different like Budokai Tenkaichi 4s on the internet. But I think I know what you're talking about, like the Latin American Budokai Tenkaichi 4. Or maybe you're talking about Sparking Zero. Which I technically don't own Sparking Zero on PC, because I have that on my PlayStation. Not Sparking Zero. Yeah, I'll have to look at and see like what Budokai Tenkaichi 4 looks like right now. You know, it's time for me to be the aggressor. I'm gonna be Naruto. I'm gonna get my revenge on. I'm gonna bitch out and just screw over Krillin. I have no idea how to do like make 3 of myself. But yeah, I'll definitely like see or look at Budokai Tenkaichi 4. Cause like that took a long time to make, I'm sure. There's also mods of like the original like Budokai series that I think don't get as much attention. And that was like a community that I was a part of, like the modding community for the original Budokai, specifically like the Budokai 1 games. I did stuff like unlocking the Cybermen and the Cell Juniors, which you couldn't actually play as, so I had like their movesets fully unlocked, because like in the back of the game, that stuff is actually like the code and stuff to actually play as those characters, and like all the UI and stuff for them, that's actually there. It's just like turned off for some reason. How do I feel about Sparking Zero? Okay, so I talked about this on the We Got a Pod podcast, and there I'm of like 2 minds. I feel like, you know, Sparking Zero is a really good game. I feel like it looks good, it plays, it feels nice, like game feel is really good. But just like intrinsically, and this is for like the entire like Budokai Tenkaichi series, they break a lot of like fighting rules, which I know, you know, people will say that's like the point of Sparking, of like the Sparking games. But one of the big ones is that it's hard to anticipate your opponent's move, not anticipate the opponent's moves, but it's hard to get clarity on what they're currently doing because of like the angle that the stuff is happening. And it on the PS2 games, it's not as much of a big issue. You don't have a channel. I want to have a channel, YouTube. Go ahead and start your channel, Ramon. But back on the concept of like Sparking Zero, one of the real things I noticed about it is that characters are like super small, the field is so big, and so that it makes it feel less like a fighting game. That's, I don't know how to like, if I'm putting that in words, but the fact that it breaks a lot of the rules kind of is it like a bit blessing and curse, because it's so like uniquely Dragon Ball, but at the same time I can't approach it in the same way that I look at like stuff like Tekken or even like Naruto Storm. Like Naruto Storm, the Ultimate Ninja Storm games, they, even though they break a lot of rules, it's not in the same way as Sparking Zero. So I made no sense with that. Maybe I'll make a video on my thoughts on Sparking Zero. I did make a video on like Sparking Zero because or I did make a video, but it was like a stupid video on like making Chaozu the ultimate character, which I took down just because like I was like, this isn't stupid. But I didn't make one on Sparking Zero just because I felt like everybody and their mom was trying to like cash in on like Sparking Zero. I was like, I don't want to like stress myself with this. But yeah, everybody was expecting Sparking Zero to come out and be kind of like the thing that people eat on, like YouTubers like flock to that. But like I don't think that was ever meant for, like, the Budokai Tenkaichi 3 community like came up a little bit more organically, like before YouTube was like this big money maker. So I feel like that's a big reason why it didn't, like, it's still popular, but why it's not Budokai Tenkaichi 3. Yeah, so I'm also like trying to answer the your question, Seprak, as I'm like playing, so I'm like, I just said a lot of words and like none of them made sense. But at the same time, I like have so many hours in Sparking Zero, so it's like I don't want to make it seem like I think it's a bad game. I just, yeah, I don't know how to like put into words on it. Ooh. I love like the little headbutt they gave Kid Gohan. And honestly, the next fighting game that comes out of Dragon Ball Z, I hope that it's a Budokai style game. Not because I don't think that there needs to be a Sparking Zero 2, because I would love a Sparking Zero 2 with more stages, more like creative stages, more characters, and all that kind of stuff. But I think it would be time to like revisit that format, because I don't think we've gotten anything like seriously from that since I think it was Burst Limit on the PS. No, it wasn't. It was actually Dragon Ball Evolution on the PSP. I think that was the last like original like Budokai style game that we've gotten. And there's just like a lack of that style of game in general. Like outside of Dead or Alive, Tekken, and Soul Calibur. I think those are the main ones. Like, we don't really get those types of games anymore. There's like this weird looking Sonic. Should I do, let's do Sonic versus Blue versus Blue. Cell Games, like this is the actual Cell Games fight. Getting rocked, Vegeta. Oh, just get myself. Oh, so this one used like the whisk from Sonic Lost Worlds, I'm pretty sure. Which one do you think continues the series better, GT or Super? That's a hard one because like both of them, I have like fond memories of GT, but I have watched that series back, and a lot of GT, even like in the community, I think is carried by people who watched it when they were like back in 2001 or something like that when it was aired on like Toonami, and like watching it back, I'm like, there's a lot of things wrong with this show. But then the same thing can be said for Super. Like Super does like so many things right, but then also so many things that are just like, come on, that, you know, like for instance the I feel like there's a lot of wasted time in the Black arc. I felt like the Tournament of Power wasted a lot of characters in terms of like the extra combatants that aren't like Team Universe 7 and Jiren's universe. And then I felt like there was an over-reliance in Super on unique, or not on like nostalgia a little bit. So I feel like, because this might be like recency bias, I would probably pick Super as my more preferred, just because I really liked Ultra Instinct. I sort of liked the last parts of like the Tournament of Power and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, okay, so Indigo X puts it a good way. I do think that Super had higher highs than Dragon Ball GT. I will stand by that. I think the baby arc of Dragon Ball GT is really good. Not like really good as in like it's gonna beat the like the Saiyan arc or something like that, or like the Frieza arc. But I think it was like serviceable. But like the Super 17 arc, that's one of the arcs where I'm like, have you guys like rewatched this? Because it's really such a nothing arc. It's so weird, and then it does like the whole like bringing back villains thing. That I'm like, yeah, I'm not a fan. Or I like Super 17 as like a design, but there's so many things I would change of it. And then stuff like Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, he only really existed for maybe like an episode and a half, and didn't do much. But I think people remember like Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta being like this crazy, like more important than it actually was. Yeah. So I would say both of them have their ups and downs, but I really enjoyed like the highs of Super. I'm just gonna go through the. Actually, let's do Krillin versus Perfect Saiyan. Daima is also one of the series that I want to do a like a review on. Oh my gosh, this guy's going like sicko mode. Because that's another series where I think it's really strong. Man, I have so much to say about Daima. I love the animation stuff in Daima. I like the concept. I like how much they build on the lore. But for some reason, like, my big gripe is that I didn't feel like there was a lot of like magic in Dragon Ball Daima. Like, it's this idea that they're going into a strange and like unique world that's never been seen before, and then they just kind of like, nobody can like use super cool magic or anything like that. Wow, he just like killed himself. It's almost like, okay, so like Goku could do like the like he can use instant transmission, and like some other forms. Like, that was almost more magic or more like unique attacks and stuff than like we saw out of Dragon Ball Daima, especially with like Goma. I was very disappointed that he turned into like a gigantic Jiren like knockoff, and really didn't take full advantage of like the magic eye or the third eye. Like, I felt like that was the opportunity to like plot some like crazy stuff in terms of Goma, but have I ever thought of doing RPG Maker and Deep Sea games? Yeah, if there's some like really good ones. Oops. If there's some really good ones, I'm definitely down to look at them. You know what would be really cool? Like a Dragon Ball Z Mario Luigi style game. Like, we got Attack of the Saiyans back in the day, but I feel like that'd be like a cool formula. Either that or like, do you guys remember the Worms like series, or like Tanks? That'd be kind of also pretty cool to do with Dragon Ball Z characters. or like Armored Core with a lot of like Toriyama style characters, or like Toriyama style like mechs. That would be really awesome. The game audio is louder than the mic audio. Let me see if I can. Let me know if that changed anything. Yeah, when I talked about Daima, I don't want to make it seem like I didn't like Daima, because I did enjoy Daima. Now, it was just like, these are like those are textbook like nitpicks that I would qualify. I do think I'm like torn on like bringing back Super Saiyan 4, but I'm not gonna act as if I didn't like enjoy seeing it back. Make a mic a tad bit louder. Okay, I can add gain. Hold on a second. Okay, so that should have added gain, and I realized that I didn't even have my like lip sync on, so my character wasn't like moving. See, I wish there was a way for me. There's probably a way for me to like know if my audio is actually like good or not. Okay, perfect. Sweet. Oh. Yeah, there's so much love in these mods. Yeah, I really appreciate. I actually wasn't expecting like people to like come on as I stream like for the first time, because like it's my first time streaming, so I really appreciate you guys like asking questions and stuff, because I was prepared to just sit here and like like just say nothing. So I appreciate all the questions and all that. Oop. Crushed. Unfortunately, I'm going to give it another 5 minutes so I can like start to add some stuff to my to like my streaming setup. So give me a recommendation, guys. What character should I play? Oh, I haven't played as 17. Let's do it. Let's do 17 versus Krillin. I didn't even know you streamed. I keep saying like Demon Core, or I think I've said Damon before. Ooh, they have the twin. There we go. Let's see here. Oh no, it has to be Kami's house. Kami's house. There we go. Going to end this off with a spousal abuse or spousal. Dispute. There we go. Whoa. Domestic dispute. I guess it's not funny, but in the context of Dragon Ball, I guess it's fun. Why am I playing on easy difficulty? Because I am less than good at this game. But actually, okay, I'll play one more round with it on hard mode and see how long I last. I always forget to use like my specials. That's like a big thing. You know what? You're talking about the game on the Game Boy Color. I haven't played that in a long time, but you're probably right. That's probably where, because like the art style is like slightly different than Krillin's. Ah. Oh, don't get me wrong, Pixelacy. Yeah, I do have like a decent amount of like YouTube followers, so I don't want to act like I'm like somebody who's coming at it with like 2 views or like getting 2 views on his stuff. Yeah, it's just my first time streaming, so like I know that intrinsically like YouTube is going to not prioritize it as much as like somebody who streams more. But which I mean they should. I could come up here and just like have no like, actually I don't have any charisma, but yeah, that's the only reason why I when I started this I was like, I don't think I'm getting anybody on here. Like it was anticipated. Which I think the biggest thing when like making YouTube videos that I realize I have to do more is like actually post on, like I had to get used to posting on Twitter and saying like, hey, this video's out, because you know, a part of me was like, you know, I feel bad advertising that like a video's out, but like literally, I mean, I guess most of my views do come from people, at least from my statistics, from people finding on like their homepage, but this is a decent chunk that comes from just the like Twitter and Blue Sky. What is this game? Rivals of Aether. So it's like a platform fighter, Smash clone if you want to call it that. That was like popular around like 2015, 2016, I think is when it came out maybe. But they introduced mods or whatever. Alright, I said my last fight is going to be on hard mode. Let's see. Let's do, I will be, who am I best as? Mako, definitely. Not Dragon Ball, but gonna be Mako versus Seto. That'll be my final. All right, let's do. Oh wait, I forgot to turn it to hard. Crank it up to. Now, question is, so for like these custom characters, they give you. You have to like program the AI yourself. So putting on 10 doesn't necessarily mean that they will be like a level 10 AI. Even though he's moving like one. Oh, okay. But he is definitely moving like one now. He's just throwing cards everywhere. And yet I still won. Kaiba. Yeah, I'm fairly certain that that Mako's just like overpowered in this context. Let's go. Yeah, no, I'm going crazy. Oop, never mind. Not going crazy anymore. And he's taunting. Oh no! Rip. I was in like some sort of lead. Dude, that setup. Nah, I have to. I hate that they like programmed him to like taunt like every time he wins. Like it's like lore accurate, but out of here. No. I could get this out. Okay. So there's still a chance I could win. Probably not, but let's go. Okay. I somehow clutched it out. Sweet. All right, last fight of the day is not a Dragon Ball fight, but did it on hard mode because I was asked. All right, guys. Yeah, I might stream next week or so on, but yeah, definitely like follow the channel if you know, if you want to jump in on this sometimes. But thank you guys for coming. You know, making my day, because I was super surprised. This was just like a test stream. So I'll catch you guys later.